Can you please explain how the Himalayas were formed? And what is the importance of this mountain range for the subcontinent or the entire world? So, the Himalayas were formed because of tectonic activity. See, let me, do I have a map here? I do have a map. Just a second. Let me share the map with you. Um, just a minute. Okay, here is the map. This is our planet, as you can see. This here is India. So what happens is that this planet of ours, if you look at the cross section of the planet, you have a very thin solid crust, which is the upper 1 or 2% of the earth. Okay, and inside you have a layer of magma, which is molten rock. And if you go deeper, you have the core of the earth, which is made up of molten metal, and then you have a solid metal inner core of the earth. So this magma, this layer of magma, which is below the mantle of the earth, and the mantle is below the crust, this magma is a liquid. It is liquid rock. It flows inside the earth, and this activity, this flowing activity of the magma, causes what is known as tectonic activity of the earth's crust. So you have portion of the earth, various portions of the earth's crust that move over time very slowly, but they do move. And these movements cause the changes in the structure of the continents of the earth. So there was a time when all the continents of the earth were united in one supercontinent called Pangea, and then they drifted away, and this is the structure that we have today. So about 60 how long ago was this? About 100 million years ago or so, India, the peninsular part of India, was attached to southeastern Africa. So if you look at Madagascar here, you can see that the shape of Madagascar kind of fits here like a jigsaw puzzle in the eastern coast of Africa. And if you see the shape of this peninsular part of India, that also kind of fits into this shape here in the southern part of Africa. So Madagascar and India were attached to Africa, and because of tectonic activity, the peninsular part of India was thrown out, was expelled from Africa, and it shot across the Indian Ocean, and it collided into the Eurasian landmass. And this collision, which happened at a very slow rate, and yet it was produced by immense forces from within the earth. So this collision between the Indian subcontinental landmass and the Eurasian landmass, this cataclysmic collision pushed the Himalayas upwards. And that's how the Himalayas were born. And if you go to the Himalayas, if you climb up the Himalayas, if you climb several thousand meters up, you will still find fossils of fish several thousand meters above sea level, because that region was once underwater. It was once an ocean, and it was expelled up because of the collision between the Indian landmass and the Eurasian landmass, between these two tectonic plates. So that's how the Himalayas were formed. Let me show you a different image. Just a second. Let me show a different image. Okay, if you see this, it makes it a little more clear. You can kind of see the you can this is a map of the ocean floor. You can kind of see the under ocean structure of the planet if all the water is removed, and you can kind of see the kind of movement which took place. So it gives you a better idea of how these pieces of the jigsaw puzzle fit together once upon a time, about 100 million years ago. So that kind of illustrates the kind of tectonic activity that took place over the eons, and that is how the Himalayan mountain range was formed up in the north of India.